After his victory over the prophets of Baal, Elijah faces death threats from Jezebel. In 1 Kings chapter 19, overwhelmed, he flees into the wilderness, expressing his desire to die. Feeling isolated and defeated, hides himself under a juniper bush. Have you found yourself like Elijah? One moment you're on the mountaintop, only to find yourself in the valley. You've reached the end of your rope. Honestly, you're ready to give up. You've quit, basically, finding yourself in spiritual burnout. The job was going well. The children were being obedient. The spouse was loving and blossoming in our relationship. Now you have found yourself with a pink slip. And now all chaos, all hell is breaking out in your home. And you have now come to a place of fear. We got to remember, God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but He gave you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So get up and don't give up on God, because God hasn't given up on you. Elijah, yes, he was threatened by Jezebel, saying that what you did to my prophets, I am going to do to you, Elijah. But like God shows up like he did with Moses in the burning bush, saying, "This is holy ground. Take off your shoes." He sends an angel to provide food, nourishment, and encouragement and restore Elijah, and tells Elijah to get up. Because we got to remember that good work, we must be confident of that good work that God has started in you. God will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. We must understand, when that enemy comes in like a flood, God will raise up a standard. Yes, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but God has come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Understand life can get overwhelming. I understand we get depressed. Understand we want to go sit in a dark closet somewhere and act like we don't know God. But that is when you allow the enemy to win. God said, though we walk in this, do not walk according to this flesh. For our weapons are not carnal, they're not fleshly, but they are mighty through the pulling down of strongholds. So don't give up on God, because He hasn't given up on you. So God said to Elijah, get up and go, because I have more work. God has much work for you to do. You must understand that you can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. And I sometimes understand that job can get on your last nerve, but that job, God will use you on that job, that someone might get to know Him. That child might be acting out, but that child will cause you to pray and bend your knee to God and watch God turn that situation around. But if you're like Elijah, you're getting depressed, you're being afraid, and you're walking away and hiding, and you're falling asleep, the enemy will come in and destroy. But God says, I didn't give you that type of spirit, child. I need for you to look to the hills from where your help comes from. Your help comes from me. I need for you to keep your mind stayed on me, because I'm going to keep you in perfect peace. Don't be anxious for anything. I don't care if it's 700 coming against you. He said, they will come one way, but I will disperse them 7 different ways. I come to tell you to get up. Don't you give up on God, because God won't give up on you. You have to get back in the race, because also in 1 Kings chapter 19, I'm just giving you a summary. When Elijah said to God, he was afraid. I'm the only one. You know how we whine, God, I'm in the prayer closet. I do everything you say. God says, look, we're not having that, because I will have you anoint someone else, because I can find plenty of people to do what I've called you to do. So don't you give up on God, because God hasn't given up on you. Get up and do what it is that God has called you to do. You have to understand that God says, in our waiting, we must worship. In our waiting, He's teaching us how to pray. In our waiting, He's strengthening us. In our waiting, He's saying to be of good courage, and I will strengthen thine heart. He also tells us, when the enemy comes up and to eat up our flesh, when the enemy comes up to devour us, to character assassinate us, he said they stumble and they fall, meaning they don't even get to you. So get up. out of that depression. Get up out of that worry. Get up out of that despair. Get up because God hasn't given up on you. And don't you give up on God. People that give up so easily. Paul, with that thorn in his side, he asked God 3 times to remove it. Didn't remove it because he knew Paul could handle it. God is not going to remove you from where you are and what you're going through because he's building a faith, an unshakable faith. And he said to Paul, like he's saying to you, listen, my grace is sufficient for you where you are. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Paul says, I'd rather complain in my infirmities than where I'm going doesn't compare to what God has for me. You got to hold on and hold on to God's unchanging hand because you can't give up. Don't give up on God because God will not give up on you. Do not allow him to place someone else in your position because your total collapse could actually be your divine setup. And you could be in a place where God is allowing you to discover why your breakthrough is where you are at now. And it's greater than what you could ever imagine because we serve a God that says he can do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ask or imagine. But it's according to that power that works in you. You have the power to keep going. So get up. Don't give up on God because he give up on you. Stop quitting. Keep going. Because if he called you to it, you best believe you're going to be able to do it. Because we do all things through Christ, which strengthens us. God would not have called you if he didn't think you could do it. So don't give up on God because he won't give up on you. God bless you. Just keep coming to encourage you because what you're dealing with something. And I just believe like Jesus on that cross. Yes, he had a garden moment. If it be your will, take this cup, but not my will. Your will be done. If Jesus hadn't completed his mission and what he came here to do, we would not have eternal life. So if you quit of the miracle, what is it in that breakthrough that you will not accomplish? That should stick in your mind. If I don't keep going, what is it? What mark am I missing? So don't give up on God because he won't give up on you. Get up! I'm so passionate about this thing because I just believe we're at the door. We're at the, I just believe we're for a breakthrough. I've been waiting. I've been supplicating. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've been talking to God as well. So I'm right there with you. I don't want anyone else to get what I've labored for, what you've labored, suffered, cried, prayed, been waking up at night. Don't give up on God because he won't give up on you. That great work, that good work he started in you, he's going to complete it. God bless you. Hang in there. And I'm going to keep on coming until our breakthrough. And we're going to be able to put in the chat, I got it. I won. All that time I waited was well waited. While you wait, worship. While you're waiting, he's working. While you're waiting, he's building an unshakable faith and a prayer life that will get answers. God bless you.